Hello everyone and welcome to another high elo game of Age of Empires. Today, two of the most recent controversial civs are meeting on the battlefield as Hearttt, playing as the Romans in blue, gets ready to take on Sicilians, playing as the Sicilians in red. Now, while the players herd their herdables, explore their immediate surroundings, and try to go up to Feudal Age as fast as possible, let's take a look at the civ matchup we'll be watching today. Now, the Romans are a mixed land-based naval civilization with a few strong unit features that make them potentially very dangerous in the later stages of the game. To start with, Roman infantry units do get double the effect of blacksmith armor upgrades. They have access to the Legionary, a tanky, well-armored, unique infantry unit that does replace their two-handed swordsmen and champions, and also comes with a pretty decent +4 attack bonus against other infantry units, which may potentially be very problematic for our Sicilian. Now, if that's not enough to make their infantry even deadlier, the Romans can turn to a second unique unit, the Centurion. This is a heavy cavalry unit that actually increases both of the movement speed and attack speed of any militia line units under its command. Now, if that's still not enough for you to overwhelm their opponents on the battlefield, the Romans can actually upgrade their entire militia line, their knight line, and their Centurion units to not only train 50% faster, but also come with a small +5 charge attack, very similar to the Burgundian Custelier, although much, much weaker. Now, to back up their army, the Romans do have access to one of the deadliest scorpions in the game. Not only do these siege units cost a lot less gold, think Polish Knight Schlacht privileges, but for free, their minimum range is lowered from 2 to 1. They can be upgraded to fire faster, and they're the only scorpions in the game to benefit from ballistics, which means they can track you as you move and shoot a bolt through the back of your head. Now, to help a player get to the later stages of the game, maintain the might of the Roman Empire, or maybe the might of the Roman Republic, who knows? Roman villagers do gather resources and build and repair structures, as we're watching right now, 5% faster than generic villagers. Now, immediately due northeast, we've got the Romans plus a couple of hundred years, I guess, the Sicilians, a civilization whose strength, in my opinion, flows from their static defensive structures. To start with, take a look at the top right of your screen. You'll notice the Sicilians get 100 extra stone in the beginning of the game, which is amazing because they do build town centers twice as fast as normal. They build castles 50% faster than normal, and starting in Feudal Age, they can spend that extra stone on their unique structure, the donjon. Think of this as basically a mini castle. Excuse me, pardon me, I had to clear my throat there. Think of this as a mini castle that gains HP and armor as the game progresses, and starting in Castle Age does shoot multiple arrows when ungarrisoned. Now, much like their sister structure, the Bulgarian Krepost, the donjon can also be used to train the unique unit of the civilization, in this case the Sergeant, a medium infantry unit with great base armor whose HP actually increases in Castle Age, and is one of the only 2 unique units that you can train in Feudal Age. And by the way, those same sergeants that you can train in Feudal Age can build and repair donjons. Now, unlike the Bulgarian Krepost, the donjon can also train spearman line units, and also can count as a prerequisite to building stables and archery ranges, which means you may not necessarily need to build a barracks. But by far, in my opinion, the coolest feature of the Sicilians is their ability to call a First Crusade, where each one of these town centers spawns 5 sergeants for free, although for free and with an asterisk, because it does cost 700 resources to research this unique upgrade, up to a maximum of 5 TCs, so basically 25 extra sergeants. Now, to help protect the sergeant on the battlefield, Sicilian knights and cavaliers can be upgraded to get extra armor. All Sicilian infantry, cavalry, and archer units take 33% less bonus damage, and all Sicilian units can be upgraded to become more resistant to conversion. Now, to help feed their big, hungry, militaristic population, Sicilians do have the best farms in the game. Whenever a farm upgrade is researched, it more than doubles the amount of food that's added to that farm. So a fully seeded and upgraded Sicilian farm in Imperial Age, a massive 1019 food, which means you do need a little bit less wood because you need to seed them a little bit less frequently. Those are the 2 civilizations in the hands of 2 amazing players. By the way, if you didn't know, Hearttt at the moment, the #1 best player in the world based on Elo. And like I said, these are 2 controversial civs. This civilization, the Romans, before it came out, when it came out, everyone was claiming it was going to be OP. And then speaking of OP, along comes a little player, I guess, or I don't know if he's a caster or a content creator, what he is, but thanks to T90, we meet a gentleman named Pudding, or You Pudding, I don't know exactly what his name is. I'm just going to call him Pudding because I do love my Batman references. who comes along and creates a Sicilian rush strategy with donjons and sergeants, and all of a sudden, the Age of Empires community is aflame with interest. Now, all of a sudden, these guys are OP. So basically, anything is OP, everything is OP in the event. It looks like both players actually hitting Feudal Age at the exact same time. And while I've been blabbing on, we've ignored where the resources are. Let's take a very quick look. Primary golden stone, nice and secure in the back. 3 small forests. I don't mind this at all. Never each shredded. No protection to the west. A bit of gold and stone in the front position, but overall an easy area to wall off. And Sicaux sees that the wall off has begun with no fewer than 2 villagers, as the stable already goes up for our Roman and is training 2 scouts. Sicaux for himself, gold, horribly placed gold. Not only at the top of an annoying hill, nowhere to really place a town center, but again in the forward position. Primary stone, though, nice and secure in the back. His forests a bit more spread apart in a triangle shape, although it looks like he is using this 4th forest a little bit further away to be able to wall his base off. Additional resources for him also in the forward position, and I'm going to zoom out. These bases are not very far from one another, so I am expecting a good amount of action. We'll see, though. We'll see what happens. My favorite lemon bushes being foraged right now by our Sicilian, who has the exact same villager count and basically the exact same army count as his opponent. 3 scouts apiece, 2 spearmen apiece. Looks like our Roman has stopped producing. No, right as I say that, begins producing more military. Gets shoot away to the west. To the east, he tries to pick up a few berry foragers, but a spearman is already here. Sitaux's wall off is going to get discovered here by Hearttt, who sees this is a one-way trip. Is Sicaux going to use this opportunity? Yeah, good use of an opportunity. Maybe should have moved the spearmen preemptively to the north, because you know your opponent's going to go that way when you show up with a bunch of scouts. Cacti everywhere in these maps. Arabia. Are there any cactuses? Cacti in Arabia? I don't know. In the actual Arabia? In any event, historical fantasy is what I like to call Age of Empires, as more and more scouts now circle the back of our Sicilian base as his forward position. Oh god, I clicked away right as somebody died. Oh, I'm so sorry. It looks like first kill going to our Roman. Although look at the HP on his units. He has to be very, very careful. Oh, these Sicilian units are basically at full health. So fantastic defense here out of our Sicilian. There's probably a chess joke that I can make here, no? About the Sicilian opening. It looks like he wants the high ground, does Hearttt. But I don't know where the hell he thinks he's going with this incredibly weak... oh, pardon me. Is my mouse frozen? I think my mouse might be... No, never mind. Sorry, technical difficulties. We'll try to edit that out in post, as all the cool kids say. But the parties have disengaged. Looks like our Sicilian racked up an extra kill. Our Roman racked up a kill as well. A few dead bodies on the dance floor. Nothing yet to write home about. Both players. Let's take a look at their resources. No one has spent any stone, which is pretty good, pretty standard. But more food for our Roman, who looks like he's trying to go up to faster castle. 4 villagers on gold. Our Sicilian's got no villagers on gold. We'll see if he employs any kind of aggressive strategy. For now, like I said, the internet is aflame. I shouldn't say the internet. The Age of Empires community on the internet is aflame. Some with admiration, some with disgust, some with basically jealousy and wanting to figure out how the hell this you-putting strategy goes. But it doesn't look like our Sicilian really wants to put on any kind of aggression. He's now turtling up. He's now allocated 2 villagers on gold, so he wants to go up to castle. But our Roman, look how much closer he is. He's got double the food, triple the gold, as he now gets poked into, having lost 2 units of his own. But let's see if he can defend. He probably should be able to defend this. Nothing too crazy over here. That town center always. I mean, I'm surprised that Hearttt isn't just building a palisade right here. Okay. Okay, good to know, good to know. I still can call a couple of things. Town center is just absolutely having its way with these units. And look at their HP for red. 68 HP out of 225. They are down to almost a third / a quarter. Whatever. What's the middle ground between a third and a quarter? I don't know, 3/8? No, that's too much. Right? No, I don't know. Whatever the middle ground between a third and a quarter, that's how much HP they have left, I think, unless somebody here knows their math a little bit better than I do. And now he's circling the outer perimeter, but he's entering again. What is he doing? What is Sitaux doing? These units have a death wish. Spearman definitely dies. HP on the blue units as well. But again, this is like literally a one-punch man situation here. And he's got to back away. Back away he does. Castle Age. Yeah, not surprising. Our Roman is a full minute ahead of his opponent. Manages to get another Sicilian unit rather. Ooh, bit of a trap being set here with Spearman. Oh, but they're focused on each other. Both Spearmen missing an opportunity to get a scout. But our Roman already has gotten a scout again. So far, an absolute fun game out of both units. I'm excited to see what Castle Age looks like here. Everyone's trying to cut everyone off. I'm so excited. I feel like I'm almost breathless watching this Spearman chasing Spearman here. Everyone's leading everyone to an ambush. Oh, looks like Red just missing out on a few pokes and prods. Roman hits Imperial Castle. Additional scout for him. Additional town center. Decent location. A little bit exposed, but he needs the gold. Nowhere really else he can go to. This gold, man, the hill generation on this map is just absolutely atrocious. But yeah, I mean, where else could he put that town center? Maybe in the back with the stone, but we'll see what he plans on going. Town center is, man, do they work fast, but not as fast as the Sicilians. I like this. I like this little funnel that he's created here in the back of his palisade. A cute little move out of Sitaux, who is housed, unfortunately. Does have 41 population out of 40. Where is the house? Okay, so another house is basically complete as he trains another villager. But our Roman just pivots to the right. A second town center. I mean, look at how much quicker this town center is going to go up. It's already at 50%. And only has 5 villagers building it. Knights are on the menu for our Roman. 2 of them to be specific. And a monk. You are not a monk. Where are his monks, by the way? The one that's here. Okay, not yet out on the map. Let's see how many scouts, how many relics he's scouted. Has seen the one to the center. Has seen the one off to the side of his base near the ostriches. Has not discovered the 2 that are to the right side of his opponent's base. As the parties engage on a hill here. I don't know why I'm mixing my words. So you guys know when I get excited, sometimes I just jumble my words here and there. I'll say disengage instead of engage. I'll say stone instead of gold. I'll say knight instead of monk. That's my worst one. Knight instead of monk. I say that a lot. This knight carrying the relic back. That was just a joke, by the way. How many relics has our Sicilian seen? Just the one in the center. Oh, no, he's seen the tip of this one as well. So good scouting for him. A second town center. Not bad location. Red being a little bit more hesitant, a little bit more, let's say, conservative with the placement of his town centers, simply because he can be. Our Roman down here to the north, to the south. See, I did it again. Ooh, 3 sniper lines trying to get this one scout cavalry unit, but he is way too fast, moving at a 1.71 movement speed. And now our Sicilian moves out. Villager count, he is down 4 villagers. He is down 5 army count. He is down 10 total populations. Again, he's housed is Sitaux. And I don't see him building any houses. Okay, now we finally, man, oh man. I mean, look, it's, this isn't walled off. That's not walled off, and in come the light cavalry. They're not scouts, they're light cav, as we saw the upgrade. You know, it's easy for me to say he's housed. I point that out when MBL is housed, because lately in the last few games we've watched, he's been housed a lot. But, I mean, 2 points. Number 1, never, ever discount how difficult it is to play at this level of gameplay. It is not easy to do what these players are doing, and it is definitely not easy to control as many aspects of the game as they control at once. If you think it's easy, definitely go on some of their channels and watch their APM, watch their action. Hera has a set of videos, or maybe 1 or more videos, where he actually shows... Oh, did he get a conversion? He got a convert on the light cav. Fantastic there for our Roman. Hera basically has a video where he shows a bird's eye view of his keyboard, and you can see how furious he types and clicks, and you know how his APM is always so high. Second point I want to make, if you're playing the game and you suspect you're going to be housed, ideal situation, if you're going to get, I mean, getting housed is not the ideal situation, but if you are going to get housed, at least have your house already being built when you get housed. Does that make sense? Already have it under construction. Unlike what happened here for Sicilians, who manages to pick off a villager, not bad. Our second economic kill of the game. But what happened here to Sicilians earlier, where he was just starting to construct houses already after he was housed, which means not only does it take time for the villager to get to the location of the house, then they actually have to build that house, and then they actually have to get back to work. So very aggressive forward siege workshop here. It feels like the Sicilian army is moving at a snail's pace. So not a you-pudding opening. Did he blow all of the faith of the monks on one pikeman? A bit of a misclick there from our Sicilian, but who cares? Looks like he's going to take this battle? Question mark? He's definitely going to get a couple of monks here at the south. Does get one, backs off with the other. So we're seeing a good amount of monk play out of both players. 8 monks for our Sicilian, 3 for our Roman. But our Sicilian has brought the pike. Ooh, mama. This blue converts another light cavalry unit. Remember, the Sicilian army takes less bonus damage. They're not like the Gurjara mounted units that deal more bonus damage. But the important thing after that entire mess, the chaotic occurrence of events here in front of Blue's base, he has failed to dislodge Red. Red is still here. His army is still here. 9 pikemen, 10 monks. What is he expecting out of our Roman that he is going full monk play? 5 light cav as well to help snipe his opponent's monks, maybe try to get some villagers. And our Roman does what exactly he needs to do, is plop down a big, juicy, semi-forward, semi-safe castle. But a mangonel is here. A second mango is training. It's almost done. Let's see it. Let's see if it gets. These villagers feel like they're on the high ground, which means they can take a few rocks before they die. But they get knocked out. He needs to bring these 15 villagers, these 13 that are in here. There's no other choice. Your opponent is here. You want this to get this castle up? You need to bring those villagers right now. You need to try to stop this mangonel with your converted pikemen and your converted light cab. Roman has more Sicilian units under his command than Roman, which actually is pretty much the most authentic Roman thing about the Romans of this game. The Romans notorious for having other tribes, nations, civilizations under their command in their military. Oh, a triple whammy, a hat trick by the mangonel right before it dies. Gets a bunch of villagers, and I don't know if this castle is going up. We might have a 30-minute game on our hands. What is going on? Okay, he's bringing a lot more villagers. It's at 70%. Remember, the Romans do build 5% faster. They're not exactly Sicilians at 50%. The monk, where does the monk think he's going? He's trying. Is the monk sacrificing himself? Is he providing himself as bait for these mangonels? Okay, it's at 96. Now the castle is going up, and now all of a sudden, bye-bye mangonel. Bye-bye mangonel. He's going after the healthier one, the further one. Good move there by our Roman. Go for the riskier one first. The other one is safe. You know that mangonel to the right of the castle is not escaping. He busts down his own house because he wants what? To bring this light cab forward? What the hell was the point of that? What was the point of that? I do not know. Army supplies identical, villager supplies identical, both players hovering at around 107 to 114 population. A Roman jealously guarding this relic for himself, and also double purpose, going to snipe any red monk who heads that way. And by the way, there's a lot of red monks still left, 7 of them. Red though, red seems a little lost. Sitaux, a little bit confused. What do I do now? He must be asking himself, what's the game plan? He is getting Bowsaw. I always want to say Buzzsaw for some reason. Our Roman suspects that our Sicilian is about to pivot to the southeast portion of his base, builds a preemptory castle. I should say preventative castle, and an outpost, although not exactly an Ethiopian outpost. The vision not the greatest, so he still doesn't see a lot of this red army. Well, he sees it now as the mangonel begins bombardment of this Roman villa. Ooh, now he's going to see. Now he's going to see exactly. I don't know that Sitaux really needed to do this with this mangonel to the right. Now you are revealing, you are signaling to your opponent exactly where you are. However, where are you going to go? There's a castle to the high ground. There's a castle just south of this. There's 2 stables. Our Roman is going Imperial. But Look at all these villagers. He's got 918 stone. The question is not if he's going to plop down a castle. The question is where. And man, oh man, is that an aggressive castle. 2 pikemen get converted. Okay, look, our Roman is doing a good job, and he's going infantry. Squires. Okay, now why am I inhaling so deeply, so sharply as I sometimes do? Let's see a legionary take on a sergeant. Let's see Old World take on New World. Let's see what beats out what. The insane base armor of a sergeant or the absolute, I don't know what to describe it other than ferocity of a Roman legionary that not only comes with a +4 attack bonus against infantry, but also can potentially come with a charge attack and be boosted to walk and attack faster. I don't know who wins. All I know that for now, there's a whole bunch of pikemen tinkling away at this stable as it will go down, although probably not to them, probably more to the mangonel. Our Roman just pivots to the other side. Looks like there's a bit of an attack force moving to the other side of the map. Our Sicilian jealously wants to guard his gold. Our Roman sees it. He sees the barracks. He sees the villagers. So he knows exactly what he's about to face. And what is he training? 3 centurions. Where are they? They are still in the castle. What an absolute fun unit. But okay, we're seeing longswordsmen as well. Yes, we're seeing armor upgrades and squires for our Sicilian. Let's see it. He called a crusade. I missed it. 25 sergeants all of a sudden appear on the minimap, and in they move. Look at that base armor of 3-3. If we're lucky enough to see the elite version, that jumps up to 4-4 base armor. Basically a mid-level Teutonic knight. Goodbye, pikemen. You do not stand a chance as these axe wielding. I mean, look at how little damage. Look at how little damage. I mean, a pikeman versus any infantry unit will do a little bit of damage, but that is way too little. Villagers are repairing. Trebs are out. Both players now in Imperial. Blast furnace already completed for our Roman. Our Sicilian still stuck on forging. Okay, so as of right now, the Roman army is better equipped, better upgraded, but there's only 6 longswordsmen, and that's not nothing to write home about. They're not even here. Oh, the sergeants find a bunch of stone miners as they move around. Okay, you're gonna see this. I don't think you really need the outpost to see those guys, but our Roman is starting to extend his eyes out onto the middle of the map. The Sicilian castle falls no more, and there's the elite. Let's take a look at the sergeants. Why do I look at the pikemen? Forget them. Look at that base armor. I'm trying to click so desperately. 4 is ridiculous. Legionary being researched. I am as about excited as I think I've ever been watching an Age of Empires match. Now, infantry, not everybody's favorite. Definitely wasn't my favorite when I started playing this game. Who the hell wants to maneuver, micro all these super slow units? 4 of them get targeted by monks. How many will get converted? 1, 2, 3. The last one, a 4th one converted with 1 HP. Wow. And even with all their features, remember, they are harder to convert now that a first crusade has been researched. And here are the centurions. But as I was saying, I am pretty damn giddy right now. We have got a lot of slow migrations and movements all across the map. Oh, mama, let's see it. Let's see their big old, what is it? It's got to be a +4 against infantry. There it is. Now, the one thing that is missing from the Roman arsenal right now, here he comes in as a centurion. I didn't mean a centurion. I mean comitatenses as the upgrade. And now he's going cavalry? Okay, we've got our Trebs laying siege to our Sicilian castle to the east. No more gold for you. Donjons everywhere, training sergeants. Oh man, let's see a big massive battle. I mean, look, our Sicilian has taken a giant chunk out of the Roman base, and now he's converting legionaries as well. Where the hell are the centurions? What am I missing? I mean, he's built only 3, trained only 3. Are there any in the 4 position? Not a single one. Where are they? You need them here. To get real specific about the nitty gritty, when you have a centurion, your units do attack 25% faster. Unless they're elite, then they attack 33% faster. Where the hell are the centurions? I mean, this is about as close as a slaughter as you're gonna get. I don't know who wins here. It looks like our Roman is suffering losses just by virtue of this one donjon over here. Looks like the Sicilian Trebs have taken an absolute pounding from the Roman Trebs. Where the hell are your Centurions? Why are they still in the frickin' castle? What's the faith on the monks? One is at full faith, the others not really helping, not really healing. Here they come, they're going straight for the monk. Why the hell are you going straight for the monk? Okay, now the Roman units under their command. Remember, this is a base model, so anything within a 10 tile radius gets the effect, and in comes the Roman army. And it looks like it is about to swarm over these donjons, although no more Centurions. No, there's one here. He falls right as I click him. And now I think our Roman needs to back away for a second time, has extended a little bit too far, perhaps. Cool, round shield versus cool. Oh, I always forget the name of the shape of the Sicilian / Byzantine crest. I always forget the name of this shape. Somebody in the comments, let me know. Oh, what an absolute badass game of ping pong. Both armies moving back and forth, engaging. No one wants to take a terrible engage. Can you blame them? But it looks like our Sicilian outnumbers our Romans significantly. 50 sergeants, only 22, and there is Comitatenses. Finally, take a look. When I click at the bottom of your left of your screen, all of a sudden they have a charge attack with a white line, and now we can engage. Now the sergeants are going to take 5 damage before the Romans even begin their attack, but they're going straight for the Trebs. Not too sure this is the right move here for Red. I mean, obviously getting the Trebs is great, but there's no more structures here for him in the forward position. Okay, right move or wrong, he gets all the Trebs. What an absolute crazy mess. What an absolute mess of a game so far. But it does look like Sicilian sergeantry is absolutely wrecking the Roman legionary as he now moves in underneath the town center. This town center is literally about to fall. A very forward castle as the Roman castle now gets bombarded. And all of a sudden, the sergeants are here. They're not the quickest of units. What's their movement speed? Just under a 1, which means they do walk faster than these villagers. But now he's pushing in with donjons. An absolute beast of a play out of Sicaux so far. More and more Roman villagers are dying. He's still at over 100, which is amazing. I mean, look at the mini-map. There's about 7 different lights going on and off. Where is he going with a barracks right next to these Sicilian farms? Okay. The things you see when you cast pro players. Oh, legionaries are gonna get absolutely wrecked here. One last Roman castle remains. How many barracks we'll see? Okay, we'll see right now, I guess. Wow, 14 barracks. Why is he only training 2 legionaries when he's got 14 barracks? I mean, obviously he's running low on food. And what an absolute epic game. I mean, I guess he can only really train 2. Yeah, it sucks. It sucks when you're out of food and you've got this much gold. Maybe he should have just sold all his wood and bought food with it. But look at the mini map. I'm going to zoom out. Again, apologies to anyone on a smaller screen, but we need to see how many donjons. 14 donjons taking on 14 barracks. Our Sicilian pushing in through the west. Our Sicilian clobbering the Romans to the north, and now starting to also push in through the east. Hearttt is just absolutely surrounded on all fronts. His legionaries failed to do the job. I don't know if it's by virtue of numbers, by virtue of upgrades. Let's take a look. The legionaries were fully upgraded. The sergeants also fully upgraded. But I mean, what the hell do you do? Let's take a very quick look at the stats comparison and see why the legionary, I mean, what can you say? Look at it with its charge attack, like the Custilier attacking a first shot at a 21, which then jumps down to a meager 17. That's still pretty crazy to have a 7. No, what am I thinking? No, what was 16? Sorry, 16. 16 against the 15. So the attack, not that big of a difference after the initial charge. 7 melee armor to 6. Again, not a big difference. Movement speed identical. What's the attack speed? Should be 2 for both. And okay, so I really don't know what wins here on a 1-to-1. 16 attack versus a 15, 7 armor versus 6, 85 HP versus 75. Everything else is the same. Wow, did we get to see, and like I was saying before I interrupted myself and then forgot what I was saying, when I started playing Age of Empires, oh, those many, many moons ago, man, did I hate infantry. They were slow. I didn't like how they could never catch up to things, how archers would just wreck them. But when you are seeing sergeants take on legionaries, oh, mama, that was a fun battle. I don't know how much the donjon that was here played a role. I don't know how much the monks played a role with conversions. At the end of the day, though, all I know is that Sitaux got 6 times the army supply and villager raids. 80 dead villagers for our Roman, only 7. And he's still building a barracks here. What the hell was the plan? To start spamming legionaries here? I guess you barely have enough food to help defend at home. I think maybe he thought his farms were safe, but he's also running low on lumber. Look at that. This is the last wood line he's got under his control. No, there's one here. One here where one donjon can absolutely destroy that. Villagers are huddling inside. Wow, what an absolute fun infantry versus infantry. And again, I need to zoom out because this looks like box art to me. Absolutely gorgeous. 14 donjons, 14 barracks. Man, did we get to see an infantry v infantry battle. Let's take a look at the stats. 126 legionaries, 187 sergeants, PKPM for Hearttt right at the beginning of the game. Okay, mYi.Sitaux style. PKPM also right at the beginning of the game, 32 seconds in. Okay, so both players opening the game with a flurry of clickage. Trash resources go to our Roman. Scarce resources go to our Sicilian. I mean, you ask yourself, how did he manage to build 14 donjons? Take a look at the difference in stone collected. That's just pretty bonkers. Total economy, though, not exactly much difference. 24 conversions out of 252 is just under 10% of the Sicilian army became Roman, and just over 5% of the Roman army became Sicilian. So good conversions on both sides of the aisle here. And ultimately, though, these 80 villager kills are I think, what really knocked our Roman down. Not, you know, the combination of the villager kills and the squeeze. I mean, this is just a vice. You've got one crank to the right. You've got one crank being built to the left. You've got an absolute massive ball hanging over you right now to the north, to the center, whatever you want to call it. And our Sicilian, who looked a bit confused after this initial siege workshop push failed, comes back with a vengeance. Maybe this maybe I'm the idiot. Maybe this is siege workshop push was all just designed to keep blue here afraid at home, so that red could just take up and soak up all of the resources on the map. There's a whole bunch of mining camps, lumber camps just everywhere. And ultimately, it is our Sicilian with just the absolute beast of a unit that is the sergeant. And again, I absolutely forget the name of the shape of his shield. Somebody in the comments do let me know. And with axe, with shield, and with base armor to rival even the craziest of Teutonic units, it is our Sicilian Sitaux who takes the W. But really fun matchup. GG to both players. Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips and make sure to subscribe and enable notifications so that you're notified of my latest uploads.